A frozen wasteland, haunted by the undead and the dying. What is there to do but survive through the graveyard of horrors and a garden of bones?
So I'm in the bedroom with the door closed to keep the screaming cats at bay. Tess decided to take a shower, so now both of their moms are gone. So they're just like, where the fuck? And now they're just mad. She's knocking on the door.
How am I supposed to live like this?
Mother has abandoned us.
Mother has forsaken us.
Mother, why?
Welcome, faithful listeners, to another episode of Tales of Bone and Ice, a D&D 5e horror comedy actual play podcast. My name is Brian, I'm your DM. Let's go around the table.
Yeah, clockwise from where Brian is sitting at the table.
Do we have the same clock, or are they different clocks?
Marilyn, you're next.
I don't know how to read clocks.
Are we going clockwise or counter? And which one is that one?
Yeah, I don't know how to read clocks.
Marilyn, you're next.
What way is clockwise? Is it the way that the hand goes?
Yes.
Oh.
That's why it's called clockwise.
Because clock dumb is counterclockwise.
Clock ignorant.
I'm clock naive.
But also all of our screens are different.
Yeah, Brian, shut up.
Yeah, Brian. Jeez.
Hi, I'm Marilyn. I play Meris. What's up?
How you doing? Come here often?
What are you?
Oh, I'm gotta open my character sheet. The fuck am I?
I literally, I had so much shit happen today. I'm probably going to be the one who's the most tired and, doesn't know what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, thank you, Marilyn. Thank you. What's your character again?
Oh, I'm Marilyn. I play Meris, a dragonborn paladin. Here to get rejected by MILFs and not help in any way possible. For the most charismatic character, I'm here to be the least charismatic ever.
All right, hit me, Grim.
I'm...
Smack.
You can see the panic.
Gay and panic.
Hand in hand.
I'm bad at introducing myself.
You've done it 4 times already.
Yeah, and I still don't like it, you piece of... I'm Grim, and I play Cukunkana. She's a child, basically. And is a druid Kalishtar. And... over to you, Canada.
It was the pregnant pause for me.
One day.
My name is CandorCore, and I play a half-orc barbarian named Connor. No, sorry. I just wanted to get in on being bad at this. My name is CandorCore, and I play a Goliath fighter named Condemned. Although his comrades have started calling him Connie because I guess that makes people feel less on edge, apparently. So...
I like that you have to pretend to be bad because you're actually good at this, and then Grammar just fantastic.
All right, let's roll our bones. Let's roll our recap checks.
I really hope I don't
How do I roll a dice?
have to do this.
I just listened to this. I want a 1. Oh, fuck off.
I got a 19.
And I got an 8.
I also got a 19.
What? I thought you rolled a 1.
No, he wanted to roll a 1.
This is a hate crime.
I mean, if you want to do it, I don't see why not. I think we do this to avoid, forcing it on someone every week. But, I don't think there's anything wrong with if you want to actually do it.
Yeah. Let me do mine, and then everyone else can fill in the rest.
Yeah, we can fill in the blanks.
I don't know anything.
Because I distinctly remember taking notes last week and being like, shit, I'm good at this. I'm killing it. The rest I can remember.
Maybe I should take notes this time.
But when I looked at my notes to get a refresher before we started recording, this is what I read. Fang wakes us up. Big finger going to run over tent. Polyps? Mm-hmm. Oh, big starfish fingers. Goes straight. We got 2 continuance. Flat. Few buildings. Smaller than Thrive. Harold, and then a dash and that it says not Howard, sad face, meets us at the door. Jewel, arrow, hot MILF, underlined. They lost some people recently. Bill Luckyfoot, halfling. Town got attacked by roving undead. And then I have a bunch of scratched out stuff that I don't know. I just decided.
It was probably just like Meris and Jewel.
M and J.
Yeah.
M and J forever. So with that knowledge, yeah, I remember we woke up because we had that weird time in the doors where we had our fun little flashbacks. Or not flashbacks, but like our fun little dream sequences. And then, yeah, Fang was like, oh, there's a big starfish. And we were like, let's just go right. And then it went straight. And then we were like, okay. So then we went to continuance. And then, yeah, everyone was like, oh, the town got destroyed. And we're like, how can we help? Because obviously we're here to like politic. And then they were like, oh, or Bill Luckyfoot was like, just like, I feel like he's underqualified. But he was like, oh, go to Hot Milfy's house. She has room. And we were like, hey, Hot Milf, you got room. And she was like, I hate Bill. And we're like, yeah, okay. And then she didn't want to fuck. And then we went to the hospital.
And you got so mad.
Well, I thought that I was supposed to move the sick people close together so that they could get healed. And then apparently Nurse Ratchet didn't think that was a good idea. So then she was like, you gotta fuck off. And we were like, how dare you? And looking back at it now, yeah.
I deserved it, but...
Yeah, I get it. But at the time... How dare you?
Yeah.
At the time, I didn't feel like it. You know, hindsight, that's 2020.
Now that I've only drank half a can of beer.
It's one grapefruit ale.
Yeah.
And I'm onto my hazy. Yeah, and then she was like, fuck you. And then Grim was like, I'm gonna heal. Oh, but one guy died, and I was about to heal him to show that I could, and then he fucking died like an asshole. Yeah, so apparently us and the nurse isn't good, but the people that we healed, we're in cahoots with them, so I think we should kill the nurse.
Yeah, she's gonna kill them first if we don't get to her.
This is going like way out to left side.
Right? Like, we should kill the nurse, because then we can keep our politics. Because then all the good, like, the people we healed be like, yeah, they helped us, and that way it's like 8 good testimonies, or 7 because one died, and then versus like 1 nurse baddie bad.
We just have to kill her behind the hospital tent and then like burn her body.
Yeah.
See, you know what? This is a great plan. Unfortunately, none of us have stealthy characters, so I think we're gonna have to shelve it and maybe just try to like, be good people to this town and do it that way instead. But when Condemned dies, I am planning on making a stealthy character, and then we can do all the assassinations you guys want.
Fuck yeah.
All right, let's play this game. So if I recall correctly, the last thing that happened was you guys left the hospital.
Specifically, the last thing that happened was that Meris mic dropped and we left the hospital, yes.
What did I mic drop? What did I say? Was it cool?
We were telling off the nurse who didn't deserve telling off.
Debatable, but yeah.
You have exited the hospital. You still have the opportunity to go and help Jewel with some of the rebuilding efforts. The two of you who have the strength to do that. And one person can tag along.
Cukunkana, you have the strength.
I have no strength.
Clearly.
So if you guys wish to move on to that part of the day, or if you wish to lay down, you can do whatever you want from here.
How long until we need to like take a nap? Like, we've been awake for a while, right? Or like we've got a while?
Yeah, you got about 2-3 more hours.
Let us proceed to Jewel. See what help we can be.
Yeah, I gotta blow up some steam. If I can move some shit around, that'll be good.
Yes. Condemned is looking at Meris and really hoping that they are not a angry flirter, and that he's wondering what an angry flirter is, but there's a horrible pessimistic part of his mind that is sure Meris is going to show him.
You don't know the power of MILFs.
She's not a mom.
Grim's
you know
face
that,
just
right?
like, oh.
Just like in real life, as soon as I get into a 20-foot radius of a MILF, all my anxiety and anger and sadness, anything I've been holding within.
All right. Well, let's find out. So shall we proceed to Jewel?
Hey.
All right, so the three of you head off in the direction that you remember Jewel walking in, and after a few minutes, you can see her and another individual. They're both lifting much bone, and they are trying to, like, stabilize some parts of a few buildings that were destroyed by standing up large bone against it, tying it together, putting it with some leather so that they can just, I don't know how to build stuff. They can just re-stabilize the structure and give it a better foundation than it had before. The man that you see who is helping Jewel is a very tall, very wide, very strong looking. His skin is sort of like a bluish gray, not quite the same as yours, Connie, but he has sort of ginger red hair and beard and sort of a large nose, and he looks to be as strong as you, lifting up quite a bit of stuff. He says to Jewel, "Oh, where are they? Come on." He lifts up a big, huge bone all by himself and steadies it while she ties some twine around it.
Sukun kind of quietly claps without saying anything. Just watching this feat of strength, clapping quietly.
Yes, hello. Going to, as we approach, I'll wave and shout, what help can we be?
Giantkin over here, same thing. Lift up that bone, put it up against her. You there with the scales, wrap the twine around it as you can see Jewel doing here.
Simple enough.
He continues doing what he's doing, and it looks like you need 6 large structures of these all the way around this building, and it'll be back up to being a reasonably strong building. If you guys are going to go ahead with this, I'm going to need a athletics check from Condemned, and a sleight of hand check from Meris.
All right.
Why do you wish I was dead?
Sukun kind of is gonna just gently touch, like with one finger, just one of the presumably bulging arms of Connie, and just cast guidance.
That's good.
All right.
Why him? I need help.
And she's also gonna gently walk over and poke you and do the same thing.
You can do one at a time.
Oh.
Why can't I do one and then the next one after?
Because it's concentration.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I don't care. Somebody gets it.
I'll take it because I already rolled the die and I needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 9.
What'd you get?
I got a total of 14.
Okay, so 14 is enough because you are who you are and you're a particular brand of strong.
I am by the rules as written able to lift 1,000 pounds from the ground.
So you lift up this large bone and you're stand it up against the side of this and give me a strength saving throw, while Meris has not quite the dexterity that you would have hoped to get this tied around quickly.
Okay. I'm just trying to remember if I have any bullshit that I can apply to my strength saving throws, but I don't think... Oh, no. I hit the button, but I'm not going to use it. Maybe I should have. I got a 22, but I'm still not going to use it out of principle.
Okay.
Ah! Nat 20. This is why.
So you are, rigid and strong, and Meris, you are able to slowly but effectively get this twine wrapped around and secure it to the other large piece of bone that was already embedded in this area on this building. And they say, all right, one more over there. We'll get this one over here. So do the same thing again. Athletics check and a sleight of hand.
You should give your assistance to Meris, I think, he says to Cukunkana.
Cukunkana gently pokes Meris and casts guidance. And then turns to Connie and just claps into encouragement and be like, you can do it.
That means I rolled advantage, right?
That means that you get to add a d4.
Oh.
I rolled another 5 on the die, so 11 total this time.
Okay. You must be feeling a bit of the weight from what you were doing before, and you can't quite get it up as fast as you can. And your feet are sliding on the ice a little bit, and can I get a dex save to make sure that you just don't drop it?
Don't suppose we can make that a strength saving throw, could we?
No.
That's fair. Okay, Blue keeps rolling me 5, so that's a total of, I think 5, actually. Yeah, just 5.
Okay. So the weight of it seems to push you back enough, and you sort of slide backwards, and you aren't able to maintain this large bone's weight based off of how slippery it is where your feet are, and it falls to the ground.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
It doesn't look like it's broken, So you can try again. Give me one more. If somebody wants to help him, he might be able to get advantage of some sort.
Oh, no, I have it. It's fine. A little bit abashed.
All right, give me another one.
Wow. Okay, that's another 5, so total of 9 again.
Okay, so as it falls to the ground, you're like, no, I got it. And then you try to, like, lift it and pick it up again. You can see that this guy is coming around the corner, and he's like, what's the hold up? Get on! Ugh. Okay, give me a moment. And then he stares you down, and he picks up his with great ease at this point, ties it on. Jewel ties it around. He walks over to the one that you're at. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then he lifts it up, puts it on there. All right, you two, get the twine on now.
All right, I'm going to do the best thing I can do, which is I'm going to pick up Cukunkana so that she can reach the top of this thing.
Oh, that's pretty easy. She weighs nothing.
Yeah.
She doesn't even have her backpack right on. She weighs extra nothing. Do you convey this to her, or do you just pick her up?
Yeah, I will. I'll say, you have defter hands than I do, and I'll gesture to show that I'm about to pick her up.
She, like, walks over and she, like, lifts up her arms like a child.
Okay, yeah.
Hurry up, we don't have all day.
Pick her up and...
I guess I have to roll something now.
Sleight of hand.
So I'm going to need a sleight of hand check. Yeah.
Jeez, gotta play D&D?
Lame.
I didn't come here to roll dice.
Like some kind of asshole.
I got 16.
Okay, so between the Meris and Cukunkana, you're able to get the twine on relatively fast, and he's able to hold it very steady. And he turns and said, okay, that was the hard part. I really appreciate it. Nice to meet you. My name is Belfast.
I am Naukon IseFerd. You may call me Condemned.
Ugh,
Reaches out a hand to...
condemned. He shakes your hand. It's nice to see another giant kin around here. It's been quite a while since someone could speak in my language, and he starts speaking to you in giant, and he's... It's quite a while. It's been a very long time, and I really appreciate it.
Wouldn't he not have an accent anymore?
Yeah.
No, this is a natural giant voice.
Oh, okay.
That was the accent.
Yeah. I'm just doing it in his accent. There's certain parts of the world where you have different accents based off of like where you learned a language from. There are people who have like British accents that are from Asia because they learned English from a British person.
Yeah, so Condemned will reply also in giant. Yes, it has been some time. You do not appear to be a Goliath.
Oh no, I am not Goliath. I am there's not many of us left. I am a Firbolg. We are giant kin.
Ah.
If the elders of where I grew up remember everything correctly, we are of the same two different families.
Oh, you certainly have the stature for it. Would Condemned know anything about this, or would I have to make some kind of check for that?
No, you would know that Firbolgs are pretty rare, and there's a definite history there, but some people definitely stayed in the mountains, and some people definitely went down to the forests, and that's sort of a long ancient history of the very gentle connections that you can recall.
Would I know that because I'm proficient in history and I speak giant?
You would be more likely to know more about Goliath because Goliath are definitely more common around here. So give me a history check.
Also, I'm like intently staring at them and listening to their conversation because it's remember last time we were talking about how like I'm like that person who learned languages that never gets to use their language. Mm-hmm. I got a 13.
Okay, yeah, you don't have a super big familiarity, like just a big man.
I am staring at them blankly though.
Yeah, you just heard the word Firbolg and you're like you have been with much of this adventure, like, oh, I guess that's what that is.
Yes.
I guess that's how things are out here.
Yes. My elders, I remember my elders telling me that your people went down to the trees. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but Condemned has a very specific, horrific image in his mind of what a tree looks like. So,
Yes.
Like, this guy's metal as fuck.
so there's like a kind of awkward pause, and he's like, "Interesting decision. What else can we do to help?" And he'll say that last bit in common for Meris' sake.
Well, around here there's more of the same. We'll just got to do 2 more buildings. It should take about an hour or so it shouldn't take too long, but it's definitely important to do. And if you're willing to stick around for at least another couple hours, then we should be able to get this all wrapped up.
Of course.
Then tomorrow the main issue that we're going to have is the removal of the deceased.
Of course. Your people have been so kind as to give us food and shelter. We will do our best to ensure that this is properly repaid.
Yes, of course. It wasn't too difficult. We were able to. Some of them came back, and then we took them out again. It was not polite or friendly or enjoyable, but we do have these bodies to deal with.
The people came back to life, and then you had to kill them? Like your people?
Well, it's what happens when you get killed by one of the undead.
Oh.
Or you don't go out much, do you?
They're new to the outside world.
Alright, okay. Alright, everybody, well, let's get to it then.
Sukun kind of mind links to her friends, and she's like, should I just keep casting guidance? I don't think I can help much.
You have clever fingers, and the guidance is of assistance.
She pokes you and casts guidance.
Alright, so, you guys have already demonstrated that you can at least do this one time.
Cukunkana wants to try to push one of the things. Like, she sees everyone else moving physical objects. She's like, I'm gonna push one.
Okay.
To help.
So you just want to sort of roll it closer?
Yeah, she just want to help move it somewhere closer to what she's doing. She wants like at a lull and like there's no one around to cast guidance on, and she feels like anxious about not doing anything, and she's just standing around while everyone else is working.
Okay.
You know that feel?
I know that feel. I know exactly that feel.
So she's gonna like be like, I have to do something, and she starts pushing something.
Okay. First of all, give me a strength or an athletics check.
Your girl got 17.
Oh, not bad. Okay. Something about the way that you're able to get a...
Oh, I cast guidance on myself also.
You can do that. You can roll that, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, okay, guidance and push.
Yeah, boy.
I get +1, so that's 18.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, 18. Okay, so your girl, you managed to find a specifically good purchase on this large piece of bone that has sort of been tied together with a few different pieces so that it can be moved a bit more easily. And you just sort of dig your heels in and start to push and push and push. I want you to think of sort of a large four-legged animal that Cukunkana might have been shown by her Kori spirit.
Well, she only recently saw Kakin, so that's probably be the first thing that comes to mind.
You can sense within you a strength in your legs that was not typically there before. You don't look any different, but you feel empowered by it. So you begin to push and push and push. And
can this be how she discovers wild shapes?
You are on the exact same wavelength that I am.
Oh, you guys are so cute. Yes!
So what I was going to say is that...
Continue, yes.
You probably do this while everyone else is on the other side because you don't want to, embarrass yourself in front of these people. So the strength that you feel in your arms and your legs and your neck and your shoulders, there's no physical change for a moment. Suddenly you can feel your bones start to contort and your face begins to elongate and your teeth become sharp and long and your sense of smell becomes heightened and your body begins to sprout fur and hair and your ears they move up to the top of your head and sprout into these large triangles, and it's not a pleasant experience, and it is slightly painful at first until eventually you have become a wolf.
That's so cool.
I was hoping it'd be more magical girl.
Sick.
And then I wave my wand and I twirl twice.
No, sparkles.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say that you just go, oh, because that's your thing.
I sneeze like a puppy sneeze.
Okay.
I do several puppy sneezes.
Okay. You can hear Jewel. Oh, what the hell is that? What? Is somebody sneezing over there?
I just kind of I look shocked, and I kind of spread my feet out, like how like shocked puppies do.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of look over and I look around what is going on?
Yeah.
Why am I red-green colorblind?
Is this a bone? You start chewing on it?
You are currently mid bone lift. That sounds super dirty.
Cukunkana is gonna probably start looking at her feet, and you'll be like, puppy feet?
Puppy?
I'm puppy?
These are my feet?
Yeah, so you look down and you can see you have big old freaking wolf paws.
Hell yes.
And then you realize, oh shit, I am currently a wolf right now in a community where you're trying to hide your witch shit. So this could just be a random wolf that has just appeared.
Oh, fuck.
Has anyone seen me yet?
Do a perception check, please.
I'm just hearing the Jumanji music, when it's
I got a 9.
So you can do it at advantage because it is with your wolf stuff.
Oh. I got a 26.
Okay.
Ow!
So that's a That's just ow! So as you look around, you can sense that some people are coming your way, and that you may have to fucking vamoose into a area between two tents or something.
Yeah, I hoof it.
You paw it.
Yeah, I paw it.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Yeah, I haven't brought up the puppy stats.
Yeah, bring up the wolf stats.
Puppy stats 5e.
Yeah, I think you get to use your proficiency in stealth if it's higher, right?
Yeah, if whatever, you basically get to use whichever of the two stats is higher if you have proficiency with stealth.
Look, I'm still on step 1.
Finding wolf stats.
Yeah. Wolves have a stealth of +4.
Oh, woo.
Ooh.
So that's certainly better than mine.
Yeah.
Maybe all the stealth will be done by animals.
Maybe. That is not uncommon. In a team without a rogue for the druid to be doing all that shit.
How are wolves with thieves' tools?
Okay, I got 14.
Okay, you're able to hoof it pretty well to get in between a couple of tents and just...
Do my friends notice a random wolf?
I don't think either of them have good wisdom or proficiency in perception.
But also consider...
Oh my god, you can still mind link.
Can I?
She can, yes.
Yeah.
Do they notice that Cukunkana is missing also? That's the point too, because I feel like Connie would have kind of a peripheral idea of where she is at all times.
He would start schwitzing. The two of you give me a perception check because you just heard sneezing. Jewel started walking around to see what it was. You guys are sort of wrapping up with your shit.
Does Meris do it with disadvantage because Jewel is approaching?
Yeah, should I do it at disadvantage? Yeah, because I'm so angry, and also the MILF.
That's a good question. That's a question. How distracted are you by this? Would you consider yourself not?
I'm pretty distracted.
Okay, so you would consider yourself having disadvantage because you're too MILF distracted.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm MILF distracted, and I rolled a 12.
Okay.
At Dissy.
MILF blind.
It's a sickness, and it's real.
And the only cure is dem ties.
And what did you get, Connie?
I got a 5 again.
Okay, so you guys don't know where she is.
Great.
Connie, you don't really notice that she's gone, but Meris, you notice that she is gone, and you don't know where she went. Cukunkana, I feel like you would have, from your hiding point, a line of sight on Connie. Because he probably went a little bit behind Meris because he was less concerned with the sneezing.
Yeah, so she mind links to Connie and she's like, "Hey, buddy."
Don't panic.
There's a very visible pause, and he's like, "Yes?"
Pause. Yeah?
Pause.
Don't cut this. I want it on record that I hate all of you. All right.
Did you see those tents behind you?
Condemned is going to turn around to look at the tents behind him.
Zukin kind of snuffles her little nose out the tent just a little bit and kind of looks up at him with her sad wolf eyes.
There is Kakin.
Yes and no.
Hello.
That's me.
Oh no.
Can you come over here?
Record scratch.
I bet you're wondering how I got into this situation.
And she kind of she snuffles back into the safety.
Guys, I'm Cukunkana, and you're probably wondering how I got in this situation. It's a crazy story.
As soon as you notice her, though, you can hear Jewel and Belfast talking and arguing, Well, I didn't hear anything. Well, you definitely said there was something here. How could there be nothing here?
Sukun kind of sneezes.
You sneezed again?
Yeah.
There it is
Is
again!
Condemned currently lifting something?
So they are currently not lifting stuff. They were coming around to check on whatever this noise was.
Right, is Condemned still lifting something? Because before you said he was like mid-lift.
Yeah, you got it up, and then for just the sake of brevity, you were able to move on from doing that shit. Because this is more fun than that.
Condemned is thinking, oh man, her mom is going to be so pissed if I bring her back like this. What do we do about this? Condemned is going to mind ask. Yeah.
Yeah, respond. Yeah.
Also, he's going to like pat, because the listeners can't see me do that motion. He's going to like pat Meris on the shoulder and sort of gesture with his chin over to Cukunkana and say, the girl has gotten herself into Kakin body.
Okay, because you are MILF-stracted, give me a perception check to see if you can see what he's talking about. If you weren't distracted at all, you wouldn't have to do a check, but because you are focused on Jewel, I'm going to ask you to do a check.
I rolled 2 13.
It just, it doesn't have to be a disadvantage, but either way, that's fine.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because either way it's going to be a 13.
You're able to see a snoot.
Is the baby the snoot?
Yes.
The baby is the snoot?
Presumably there is more than just the snout, yes, but...
Oh, no. Oh. How do we... Oh, God.
What's the problem? What are you guys looking at over there? What's going on?
We're just deciding, where other good plots of land for houses would be. I'm also thinking, is there good spots over there? And I'm going to point in the opposite direction.
Give me a deception check.
Could it be a performance check?
No, because she lied first.
Fair.
They're both +2. It's a 8. Why do I do bad on the things I want to do good on?
He looks at you quizzically. What? What's going on?
I had a really big day.
I am sorry, they're trying to cover for our witch. You know how the magical can be. Unfortunately, she has gotten tired and now needs to go back. For we are somewhat escorting her as favor to tribal chieftains, and I'm afraid we must retire for the moment.
Okay, so you can roll.
That's not a lie. It's not a lie.
It is sort of vaguely a lie, but it's a persuasion check.
Okay, I'll take persuasion.
You're so much better at lying.
He is not. Candor, is good at coming up with lies. The character is worse.
Oh, no.
Maybe I should be worse at it out of character, too, just to maintain the image. But so for persuasion, I got a 14.
Okay. He looks at you, and you can see his shoulders sort of relax. He's like, all right, okay. You've been on the road a lot. I know I'm getting kind of tired myself. I think it might be a good idea to, now's a good place to stop. We can finish the last 2 pieces tomorrow. They're not going anywhere. Nobody's going to be sleeping in there.
We appreciate your understanding. Thank you very much.
Jewel, do you want me to walk you back? No, you idiot. Well, all right.
I can see why you like her so much.
She's so strong and independent.
Belfast is like, all right, well, I'll just see you tomorrow then. And he heads off towards the direction of the main area that most people seem to be sleeping at and staying at. Are you guys gonna be okay here? I'll see you back at my place.
Yes, we will see you shortly.
Okay.
Thank you again for having us over.
Okay.
Thank you.
It wasn't my choice, but after these couple hours, you guys work hard, and that's all I really care about at the moment. So I'll see you then. And then she turns around and she leaves.
We can sleep outside if you want. Okay.
She did not hear you.
That's fair. That's for the best. Bye.
Condemned is going to do that slow turn towards Meris. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Just... So, Cukunkana.
She sneezes. You're sneezing in the distance.
Did the other Cuking that we met sneeze this much? That is my question.
Maybe she's allergic to fur.
So, Cukunkana.
Yes.
How did you become Kakin?
Okay, listen. All right. I was trying to help
Yes.
I was pushing some stuff that was heavy, okay? I did a really good job, all right? I did excellent. I was trying to help. Everyone else was busy. You know, I wanted to be part of the team, you know?
Condemned is like looking around while this is happening.
And then suddenly I got really strong and I turned into Kakin and now I'm here.
Do you know how to go back?
No!
So as soon as you say no, you can feel a presence within you say, just think about who you were.
I'll just go up and shake her a little bit.
You're gonna come see?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna shake the baby. I'm gonna say, you gotta be human again for a second.
She is shook. and then she's like,
Shooketh.
and then she's like, okay, but like, so I'm pretty sure I can turn back, but like, can we just take a second to think about like, look at how cute I am though, right? Look at how soft my fur is.
We should get you a collar.
No.
I don't know why that makes me feel so uncomfortable, but it does. Cukunkana, do you remember when you came in, you said that Grimhilde had suggested that you keep the witch on the down low?
Yeah, I didn't do this on purpose.
No, I understand, but I think that if you are able to turn back, you should do so immediately. We can investigate these abilities in a more clandestine manner.
Can we agree that it's cute, though?
Yes, it is very cute.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, great. She turns back into it.
I'm gonna start giving chin scritchies.
She grotesquely morphs back into a girl as her hand is just scratching her chin.
I'm like, oh.
While you're doing that, you can feel the bones shifting in her jaw back from like large and snout-like into small and sort of humanoid.
If she's anything like me, she's like, no, I didn't say stop.
Yeah, keep scratching my double chin. Come on, let's go. Come on.
Cukunkana would probably try to bite your hand, and she's like, oh, sorry.
Lingering effects.
Oh, sorry.
She stands up, and she mind links to y'all. She says, well, I'm hungry.
I imagine. Do you think you would be able to do that again? It'd make them useful.
Let's find out.
That first one that you had, you have now used both of your wild shapes.
No. I want to turn into a mouse.
You used your other one for the chalice stuff to heal those people. This one you used to do all this.
Okay, fine. I know it. No, let's continue. She's like, let's try again. And she balls her fists up and she like scrunches her face and goes, and she just lets out a little fart. And she's like, well, maybe tomorrow.
So the three of you walk to Jewel's house, and as you see the red doors there, she's just standing outside. She's waiting for you guys to make sure that you did go to the right place, but she looks a little bit perturbed about something. As you three enter, she's tapping one foot, and she's got her arms crossed.
Cukunkana hides behind Meris, and she's like, I think she's mad at us. Hit on her so she's only mad at you.
Oh no. No, I'm just kidding. I was really like, sup, baby. I'm not gonna do that. I will not.
Darling.
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, it's not a big deal. You did throw your stuff in the entryway, but it's you wouldn't know. It's
obviously not. Fuck.
It's fine.
I'm so sorry. We didn't know what room you wanted us to put it in, so we thought
it's really. I'm not really mad at you. I was hoping that Bill might come by to maybe talk to you guys or something, but he's...
Yeah, is he bad at his job or something?
He's terrible. He's so fucked up. I don't get that guy. His partner goes missing in the undead attack, and he's like he does like I know they were having problems, but like I didn't think that it was like a whole thing that he wouldn't like care or notice when he's gone.
Wait, his partner went missing? What do you mean? Like they just like...
Yeah, what do you mean? No, he okay, so Bill was married to a person named Jerem.
Condemned is going to move his foot to like tap Cukunkana's foot.
She taps your foot back. She thinks it's a game.
I do too. Who's winning? I kick back like a donkey. I'm just kidding. I don't...
It's just so like if my partner went missing, I wouldn't continue working for the next few days, you know? Like, I need some time. It's hard out here to think that you need time to grieve and stuff, but, like, we don't know where he is, you know? He wasn't found with the bodies in there. He was just gone. Maybe he walked away with the undead. We don't know, but you'd think there, like, somebody would have seen it. There would have been a sign or something. It's just he's gone.
So Bill is just like blasé about this? Like he's not, is he like acknowledging this at all, or is he just ignoring this?
It doesn't I don't know. I fucking hate that guy. I fucking hate that guy.
Damn.
So you can kind of retroactively mind links with Connie and be like, did you need something? Because she's still tapping his foot and he's not playing the game back.
Tap,
Fucking tap! What?
Oh, man. Okay. As I recall, Bill did not seem interested in having anyone inside of his home.
Oh.
Sukun kind of nods like she remembers what's going on.
Oh, I see. I see everything.
Oh.
She's like, do you think that this is a good reason for me to sneak in and, like, get up on all his stuff and eat all his food? Is that what you're saying?
I don't like how it sounds very much like you're looking for an excuse, but if you are able to turn it...
I'm very hungry. I have not eaten dinner.
I was gonna say, Cukunkana, give me a Constitution save real quick, because you have been awake for much longer than you usually are, and you're hungry.
I got a 2.
Okay, cool, nice. As you're saying, like, should I just like sneak into his place as a mouse and eat all his food and just get in there and he's probably got a really comfortable little bed.
Mouse is I just go find a random bed and just crawl into it. I don't just faint on the spot.
No, you do. You're talking about how he's probably got a really nice bed in his place as you almost faint on the spot.
Okay.
I love that.
I kind of like slowly lean against like Connie's giant muscles like they're pillows and just kind of slowly go limp.
Yeah.
The two of you definitely notice that she is like basically like passing out. It's time to fall asleep.
We could probably let her fall asleep.
Condemned sort of grabs her shoulders and kind of like picks her up a bit. Is she just asleep now?
You don't fall right asleep, but like you're weak from not having eaten or slept as much as you normally do.
Yeah, she's hungry. She's gonna she's gonna start whining and she'd be like, I'm hungry and I'm tired and I miss my mom.
I'm going to turn to Jewel and say, what did we tell you? Casters.
This is like close to real conversations that Grim and I have had. So Jewel like opens the door and says, all right, come in.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. Again.
Let's get you some food. You haven't eaten since you grabbed the turkey an hour and a half ago.
I haven't eaten a real dinner.
No. So Jewel lets you in. This place is much warmer than most of the places that you've seen around here.
Is there a fire?
There is a small magical fire in each of the little rooms. It's basically like a produced flame, but it's in the corner.
Where's the common food area? I assume that there is one.
It's the second room in that you come in. So there's the entryway, and then there's a small tunnel, and then there's a common area.
Is she leading us there?
Yes.
Okay.
She basically like gestures to the middle of the room, and there's a small table that's raised up a little bit with like sort of a blanket over it, and then it's sort of like it is a kotatsu.
It's a kotatsu.
There's a bit dug into the ice, so you can sort of sit on a little ledge, and it's.
So you can kind of immediately recognize, hones in on the cozy. Like, her just coziness settings are just, like, on.
Yeah.
And she just goes over and crawls into it and kind of like slams her head down on the table part and passes out immediately.
My weeb is accidentally showing.
Honestly, I'm kind of impressed that she didn't just crawl under the table.
Well, she's waiting for food also.
I'm sure that Grim thought about it.
I did.
Cukunkana sort of immediately passes out on this thing, but she's waiting for food.
Her hands are deliberately under the blanket for warmth.
We have our own food, right?
You have your own food, but since you're in a community right now, food is being provided for you. So she has a small pot that is sort of like one of those like forever stews from ancient communities and stuff like that in our real world. And it's just sort of like constantly replenished with stuff that they can find over time. And that pot is brought over to the table, and there are some bowls that are placed out for everybody. All the bowls are all made of skulls from various different things, but they're sanitized. It's pretty dope.
Are there other people eating with us?
There is one other person, and you hear their name as Jules says, Jade, come on out. And you hear that, and then you see a very small, pretty thin elven woman with blonde hair, longer than Jules, but less wild and more kept. And she walks out very slowly, and she looks like she is very cold and tired. She sits down on the opposite side of Cukunkana, and she waits for a bowl to be placed in front of her so that she can start eating as well. And she doesn't say anything.
Was a bowl placed in front of Cukunkana?
Yes. A bowl as in, like, it's made out of a skull.
Yeah, so when she, like, smells the food closer, she sniffs, like... And she kind of, like, rouses, and her, like, eyes are still closed, and then she, like slowly, like, crusty, like, opens them, like she's been asleep for several hours. And then grabs a spoon and starts, like, she tries to use a spoon, and then she gives up, and she just lowers her whole head to the soup. Just starts kind of, like, sipping it.
Yeah, that's how, like, most people eat the food anyway, because utensils are not super common.
I'm going to tap her on the arm, and I'm just going to say, elbows off the table.
What?
Slurp all you want, elbows off the table. We're in a house. We're guests.
She aggressively puts her elbows more on the table.
Jewel fucking fires daggers at you.
She puts her elbows away.
She rips them off.
She folds her elbows up into her body.
Yeah, she's now hunched over it. Like her whole head is like just over top of the soup, but she just slurps it up with like her lips like puckered. Yeah.
Witches, am I right? Jewel, I hope that you did not lose anyone of importance in the attack.
Well, you make it sound like not everybody's important. The community is my family. Of course I lost people who are important to me.
Yeah, we went to the hospital to try to heal a couple of people.
Oh, I imagine they really appreciated that.
Yeah, some did. It was cool. It was fine.
This is really good soup.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Cukunkana is like mind linking to you guys and like is making all the sassy comments in her head. She's like, sure that you appreciated it. She's like doing all of these like sassy teen comments, but like directly to your minds.
Condemned has got the skull bowl cupped in one hand, and he's drinking it like you sometimes see people drink those like shallow tea cups.
Oh my god, yes. Just gingerly holding it. Like it's nothing.
How does Connie have more grace than Cukunkana? And she's just like slurping the stew up like some kind of feral child.
Because she's a feral child.
He's had to pay for his mistakes, and you haven't.
You know what, that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
How long ago was the attack? Remind me?
It must have been 3 or 4 days now. It's hard to keep track.
This isn't the first of its kind?
Well, of course not.
How often do these happen?
Well, it's never clear. I can't predict when I'm going to get sick. I can only tell that it's going to happen soon. Nobody's in charge of any of these undead. They just walk around. They seem to be completely unprepared. They just walk together.
I think what they meant to ask was about how frequent was it? Is it something that happens once a year, once every few years, once every few months?
It's weird that you keep track of that kind of stuff. It's kind of hard, isn't it? There's no... we just know when the night comes. We know when the day is here. We don't, people are born and then they grow up, but we don't track when they were what day we don't celebrate it. Why would we do that?
I mean, nobody mentioned that. I'm just... Wait, you're telling me you don't keep track of the days? How are you supposed to keep track of how many days of food supplies you have? The track of the harlots, the track of these things.
Well, we keep track of the days, but we don't keep track longer than a few days in advance because we never have more food than that.
Condemned's kind of like looking like, I see. And inside his head, he's thinking, maybe if you were more organized, you would have more food than that.
Maybe if somebody had a day planner.
There are moments through Condemned's life where he thinks this. It comes up once in a while, and he's definitely thinking it right now. He's thinking, I can't believe I have to spend the rest of my life with these people.
Do we know where they come from? Do we know why they're a thing at all?
Well, as long as anyone's been alive in any history that anybody bothers to keep recorded, they've been around as long as the ocean's been frozen.
Suki kind of snorts into her stew and keeps eating.
Roll for bogeys.
No, you eat.
Which direction did they go in?
I believe that they went... What direction did you guys come from?
South.
They seem to go south, maybe southwest?
Where do they come from?
They came from the north and they went to the southwest.
Do they usually come from the north?
They come from everywhere. You guys must have that stuff happen to you where you're from.
I think I think our town has a more organized policing force.
We have a calendar.
Like we have people who are in charge of protecting the town exclusively, right?
Yeah, you guys have 2 different sects that are in charge of that kind of thing.
Yeah, we have guards.
So we wouldn't see this as much because the guards would be on top of it already.
Mm-hmm.
So Thrive is more or less directly south, not southwest.
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty much totally south.
Okay.
The markers that you guys have to follow are in a bit of an unusual path because there are other things that are in those areas that are meant to be avoided.
Maybe we need to bump up the defenses a little bit. Maybe there needs to be some kind of guard or something put in place, because that's what helps Thrive survive.
Well, the walls are more of use, I would imagine. You cannot do much to stop a sufficiently large thrall horde. But to divert, perhaps.
I know that you guys are correct. We just don't have the people or the resources. If I could convince Bill or anybody that it was worth putting up walls and bolstering defenses, do you think that we would have had what happened before happen? It sounds like the obvious choice, but it's all a matter of making sure that everyone has a place to stay so that they can sleep and survive. We can't allocate the strength needed for a defense force. We can't allocate the materials needed for a wall. The more we find, the faster or the stuff that we have is destroyed. We don't have the time to build more stuff because we're too busy rebuilding.
Of course. This is merely conjecture. I am of a practical mindset. My small talk, it is less pleasant.
It's appreciated, she says, and you can sense that it's not that she appreciates the words that you say, it's that you have a similar mindset to hers. It's just that she lives in a place where she can't enact any of it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Cukunkana is gonna turn her head from the bowl towards the lady sitting next to her, who she knows is
Jade. She is sitting across from you.
Okay. And then she kind of looks at how thin and sickly she is. And then she kind of rolls up her sleeve and puts her arm out towards you. She's like, you want to compare how thin our wrists are? Without saying anything, she just puts her wrist towards her and
She puts hers out and it's weak and it's shaky, but she puts her wrist out towards yours and she says, "You're stronger." And then she pulls hers back and she keeps eating.
She just nods and then slurps up the rest of her soup.
Give me an insight check real quick.
Okay. I got a 9.
Everything's cool.
Everything's great.
Everything's cool.
Can Condemned make an insight check, actually, after that little interaction?
Yeah, if you see them do that, you can make a little insight check as well.
Anytime Cukunkana does anything, Condemned is taking an interest in it. As a general rule of 11.
And Meris is still MILF-stracted. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Everything's cool. They're just... Cukunkana's branching out. Maybe she's making a new friend.
Oh, that's dangerous, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty dangerous.
So Jewel turns to Meris and just looks at her and says, "It's nice to see another strong woman."
Woman adjacent, but yeah.
Okay, well, that's fair. I understand. I've never met a dragon before. I've never met someone with scales.
How exotic.
It's hard to
Fuck off.
say the wrong... I'm trying really hard to not say the wrong thing.
That's okay.
And we've gone through a lot. I just wanted to make sure that you understand that I'm more abrasive than I appear, because we have a big loss right now. I'm glad that you are all here, all of you. And she looks over all of you and she says, "The room over here," and she gestures to the right of where she's sitting. "This is going to be your room. I'll be over there, and my sister will be with me. We should all get some sleep."
It should be noted, Cukunkana has finished her stew, and she is face down in her bowl, unconscious at this moment.
She's face down in a skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Meris is gonna say to Jewel, listen, you're valid in all of your feelings, and I think you're right to have some walls up. For people like us, to be stronger, we have to be 2 times stronger than any guy. So I think what you're doing is amazing. And I think clearly this town is riding on you. So I know that we came in here kind of at a bad time, but we genuinely want to help in any way that we can. Any resources that we can offer, any friendship that we can give, we want to extend that to you. I know that Bill kind of runs the place, but it seems only in title. You feel like it feels like you're kind of our first point of contact to actually get shit done to help this town. Our methods are a little bit stupid and we're kind of dumb and wacky, but
She laughs at that.
I'm thinking back to the nurse situation.
She's not going to laugh when she talks to that nurse tomorrow.
She laughed. You're halfway into her bed. Keep going.
So she takes one of her her left hand and she puts it on your right shoulder and she says, "I really appreciate that."
I shudder.
She did the shoulder touch. She's into it.
Give her the nod.
I'm gonna take my sister and we're gonna go get some sleep. You guys should also get some sleep.
Does she need any healing? She looks a little shaky.
It's
Got you.
we're gonna go to bed. And then she helps her sister up after they finish their food, and they head off to their room. The 3 of you are left in the dining area, and you're able to go to bed, or you're able to chat a little bit more if you want.
Is Cukunkana still asleep?
Oh, she's absolutely asleep.
So now it's just Meris and Connie, the parents.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rub her back lightly, like a good soothing, like what my kindergarten or my daycare teacher used to do to me when I was taking naps. It's amazing. Big recommend. So I'm just doing nice back rubbies, and I'm gonna say to Condemned, we came here to make good relations with these people, and I think we owe it to them to do as much as we can.
We're having mixed results. We should be able to offer our hand in help. Once we make a better impression, we should be able to leave. I think, was there a specific number of days allotted for this task?
I don't think so. I think it was like the journey is 5 days and 5 days back, but I don't think there was a time limit,
Well, so long as our time is spent well, I do not think that her mother would have any issues.
I think that we should look into Bill, because that felt icky.
Yeah, possibly.
I think that the best help we're gonna give is through Jewel.
Perhaps we have had limited contact, but as well... how do I put this? Bill's behavior may be strange in context, but it makes sense to me. If his partner has passed or has become lost, there is no point sitting around and doing nothing about it. It is good for him to get back into the community. Perhaps it is odd for you shorter folk.
Yeah, for the shorter people, it feels weird, and I think we should talk to him a little bit more, just to see why he's so cute and calm about that, because that feels like, so there's this thing called a rodcast where you sit in public listening to other people have conversations, and then you feel like you're in that conversation.
That sounds like an unhealthy social dynamic, actually.
No, it's great because you get to listen to these people talk about topics, and there's these two women that I listen to, and they talk about murder. And when someone's not acting right after their partner goes missing, in quotation marks, it's, usually something hickey is about. Hinky. I mean.
Kinky.
Hanky.
Hanky-panky. And it feels hinkety-pinkety.
I will default to you on that. However, we may want to tread carefully. If he truly is simply grieving in a more pragmatic manner, then it would do ill for us to ruffle feathers, yes?
Yeah, I completely agree.
What system do they have for having leaders here? I imagine it's something stupid like Thrives, yes?
Well, I mean, it might be a vote in or something.
Eh.
Yeah, I would like to ask him where his partner is or how the undead riot has, affected him and his personal contacts to maybe get see if he opens up about it a little more. And then maybe just to ask him how we can, reinforce this city to, make it a little bit better. If he's supposed to be in charge, it feels like it's Belfast and Jewel so far that are kind of doing the literal heavy lifting. And, he's not going to offer his big house to us? Hinkety-pinkety.
Possibly. Certainly something worth looking around a bit, so long as we are delicate about it.
I'll keep my cool. I promise. I will promise to try.
So long as you promise to try. That is all we can do. To try to be what we wish to be.
And so you go to bed.
Wish it, dream it, do it.
Do you let Cukunkana sleep on the table in a bowl? Because she'll do it.
No. Condemned will, pick her up like a toddler, but kind of, begrudgingly. Or, actually, no, sorry, scratch that. He will suggest to Meris, you should take the girl.
Mm-hmm. I'll put the baby to bed.
Yeah, do you pick her up like a sack of potatoes?
I pick her up at the scruff of her neck like a kitten. No, I fireman.
She does not stir, even a little bit.
Yeah, and then I gently place her down, even though I know she's not going to wake up. Tuck her in, give her a little pat on the top of the head.
The room that you carry her into is pretty wide open. There's not much in the way of places to put stuff on top of. There's no dressers or anything like that. It's a very basic room to sleep in. There are 4 bedrolls on the ground that are spread out pretty evenly from each other, and they go from left to right in regards to entering the room.
These are all going to be way too small for Condemned, aren't they?
I mean, there's 4, so you could combine 2 of them.
They are all not large enough for you. I would say that I was going to say that they are pretty large in general, but you're larger than large.
Yeah, Condemned is just going to use his own.
You're not necessarily taller than everyone around, but you're
I don't know. I feel like 7.5 feet tall, probably taller than everyone else around, but
you were comparable to Belfast.
In any case, I have my own.
Yeah, so you take yours out and you lay it on the ground. You sleep in that one.
Yee.
All right, so you guys can all hit your long rest button if you haven't already, because this would be the second of 2 days in a row, so you can get that long rest in. You can get any spell slots and any of that long rest shit back that you haven't used yet. Cukunkana, you get a dream, and you can see many black feathers of birds falling down in a dark room. It seems like there is liquid on the ground, and there's lots of black feathers falling from the sky. And they're all landing, and they're sort of piling up together on this completely liquid floor. And you see long down the way there's a light that is shining seemingly from nowhere. It's only reflecting off of the liquid, and you wake up. Everybody wakes up.
Is everyone else already gone in the wake? Or did I wake up before everyone else?
You woke
somehow?
up before everyone else this time.
Shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she wakes up, and she opens her eyes, and she's like, What?
Wait, I'm awake, but other people are still sleeping?
Yeah, and she kind of lifts herself off of her bed, and she looks over and she sees everyone else still unconscious, and she's like, what the? And then she gets out her star map and activates it. So she quietly says, Akichnus, and the star map activates, and she's using this as a clock.
Yeah.
What time is it?
It's early.
Like
Checking your cell phone in the morning.
checking your phone. Like you know when you wake up before your alarm goes off and you're like, God, did I sleep through my alarm? Or
You're like 3 more hours. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It is comparable to like 7 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 kind of thing.
Okay, I'm gonna say she's gonna do that thing where she's like really thirsty in the middle of the night. She's gonna go seek water. She's gonna go into the kitchen and get a glass of get I don't know, whatever kind of cup, what kind of skull-based cup we've got going on.
Sort of like those skull mugs you see in like variety stores.
Or like what are those horns?
Oh yeah, like a horn of ale, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a horn of woo-oo, which is water. So she goes in search of some woo-oo.
You can find some. Jewel is doing pretty well, so she does have some available water that you can drink.
Quickly drinks all the water in the horn.
Okay. You pound the water and you feel that satisfaction that only people who wake up super in the middle of the night, super thirsty, go drink. And you feel refreshed and you feel powerful and you could like, I feel like I can go back to sleep, or I feel like I can wake up and start doing stuff.
She goes back to sleep.
Okay.
Plot destroyed. Perfect.
Easy.
I love it.
Condemned, probably, if it's 6:37 in the morning, this is probably about when Condemned normally gets up.
Yeah, I was going to say, like on your way back to sleep, Condemned, you are waking up.
Yes.
If she sees Condemned awake, she's gonna look at him and she's gonna like pretend that she's like, oh, I wanted to wake up first.
Perfect.
So she's like, oh, good morning. I woke up first. Good morning. Kisuk Wishnam. What do people usually do in the morning?
Well, I normally do my usual exercise routine, but perhaps this would be good time to talk.
She's gonna be like, what's on your mind, friend?
Yeah, he's going to cock his head to the side and say, perhaps it would be best if Meris was awake for this as well.
Meris, you start to stir as well after hearing your name.
So you can kind of like gently like paps on her feet. He just takes her hand and just paps her feet until she wakes up.
Me. Huh? What? What's up? What? Hey? What are we doing?
Sorry, I thought it would be good to take a moment to talk. Sorry to wake you early, but earlier in our shared dream, Cukunkana, you mentioned this, and he taps his brand with his thumb.
She kind of like doesn't think anything, but you tell she's like looking around and she's like, God, I thought he forgot about that. Is the kind of vibe you're getting off of this situation.
I thought perhaps it would be wise to tell you more about this. And Meris, we have been traveling for some time together. It would feel disrespectful not to include you in the conversation. It is good to have this conversation now, when it is earlier. It is not so much private as maybe something I do not necessarily like to speak with other people.
Cukunkana, she nods, but she also like sits back down on the bedroll and like curls a blanket up around her. And she kind of like pats the floor like, come sit.
Aww.
Because I'm not standing for this conversation at 6 a.m.
Condemned sits down on the wall probably opposite from you and is going to, and leaning up against the wall.
Meris is gonna lay on her stomach with her.
You can tell that it's not like a super supportive wall, and it's mostly leather, so you sort of like feel it push back.
Okay, well, in that case, you'll just sit straight up. As you probably know, I am exiled from my clan, but it is more than that. I am exiled from Goliath society generally. This brand means condemned, but it is more than brand in your cultures might be. You see these lines, and he gestures to the lines that mark his body, the striations, that kind of, that Goliath marking. These lines determine a Goliath's future. They are not merely predictive, they are paths. They do not scar easily, they retain their color. And to alter them is to change your future, to disrupt it, to tattoo, to mark the skin in this way. It is to take a fate. It is to change a destiny, to remove the given path. It is the sort of thing only done to one who will not generally be welcomed back. If we meet any Goliaths, it is likely they will treat me very poorly. It would in fact be best if any Goliaths we may come across did not even know that you associated with me, if at all possible.
Why did Belfast treat you nice? Does he? I'm assuming he just doesn't care. He's not in that?
He is giant kin, but he is not Goliath. They walk different path.
It's like you're dragon folk, but also like lizard folk is different.
If you have any questions, you may ask, but...
So, the tattoo determines your fate? What do you mean? Like you're...
No. The markings determined my fate. They are disrupted, and so my fate as it was has been taken. Whatever my natural path would have been, no longer.
Are you okay with that?
At first, no. Of course not. But I think back to the child I was. The young man that I was becoming. So full of anger. I cannot help but think the path I was walking was not a good one. Perhaps it is good that my fate was taken from me. I do not know if it would be happy.
What did you do? Do you mind just... If you're okay talking about it? If not, that's fine too. That's cool.
As I said, I killed someone.
Out of anger or defense or...
You want to go into it? It is not entirely short story.
Cukunkana is like sleepy, but she's definitely like nodding and like actively listening, but she's still sleepy. And she links to you and she says, "If you want to tell us, great. However, I think that you can make your own path now. And right now, we're on it with you. And that's pretty darn cool." She's obviously still tired. "I'm happy you're around. You're, like, really strong and very competent. And, like, sometimes, like, I don't know, you do dumb stuff. But then, like, you get better eventually. That's how it works, right?" Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta go through the shit to come out clean. Because you can polish a turd, but it's still a turd. No, sometimes you can turn a piece of garbage into a good thing.
If you prestidigitate a piece of garbage, does it become recycling?
Yeah. Yeah, you can make a garbage.
You hear from the other room Jules' voice like, "What are you talking about?"
Sorry.
I don't like. You're not. It's not that you're being noisy. I just don't understand what you're trying to say. Are you trying to say like you can clean waste and make it useful?
Why would you clean it first? Just burn it.
Yeah, not like waste, but you can like polish garbage and make it not as garbagey.
It's like cleaning a dirty dish.
Yeah, a dirty dish can still be a dish.
You just clean it.
Sometimes a fresh skull is gross and it's bad and we think it's icky nasty, and then you clean off the debris and it's all and then over some time it becomes useful, and that nourishes people and it makes people stronger and better, and in itself becomes more useful.
So about your tragic backstory, feel free to regale us.
Yeah, sometimes garbage.
So Jewel just sort of like pauses and she makes eye contact with Meris and is like,
"Yeah, well, if other people are awake, then Condemned is going to be like, another time perhaps."
So Jewel looks at Meris and is like, "You guys don't have to worry about the other Belfast and I got it. It's okay. You guys, I don't know, go talk to Bill about what we talked about last night."
She's saying she wants us to do the crime parts of her job so that she can be the mayor.
Is there anyone else that we should talk to, or anything else that we can do to help other than... Well, I guess Bill will have that information, so...
Yeah, if anybody's going to know what else needs to be done besides construction, it's Bill. You guys went to the hospital yesterday. You helped us with the repairs yesterday. Like, I don't know.
Do you know the head nurse that works at the hospital?
I mean, this is a small community. I know everybody, yeah.
Don't believe what she says.
If hypothetically, if somebody had, gotten on their bad side, do you know, like, does she have, like, a favorite, like, color or a thing, or does she like poetry or like dancing or anything? How would you say sorry?
I swear to God, I thought you were going to ask her like if she had a favorite tea so you could poison it. So I'm really glad this is the turn that we took instead.
Oh no, I've had some
a night to think about.
Yeah,
it.
If somebody had realized that maybe they were wrong, as rare as it can be.
She is very pragmatic, so it should be easy enough to just apologize for whatever that person did. She looks at you very knowingly.
And then I'm going to eyeball over it. Condemned, I'm just going to like nod at her, but be like, like a little nod.
Do I notice that?
Are you like, you're just like forcing me at this point to ask for a deception?
I always try to do deception. 18.
Fucking DD beyond, of course, as soon as it's against me.
Hee.
She just looks between the two of you and says whatever they did, she's very pragmatic and she should probably accept an apology. All right, I have to get going. Belfast is probably already there. So I will see you all later. And she leaves.
Sukun kind of checked out of this conversation a while ago and is doing her morning
Just
rituals.
like Grim did.
Okay, we'll see you later.
I was preparing my spells. Meris, do you want to do you care? You're gonna prepare any different spells or anything, or are you just gonna leave what you got?
What, can I do that?
Yeah, that's part of paladin shit. Is that you prepare spells?
That's part of your whole stuff.
How do I know what spells I can do?
So you go to spells.
Do I go manage?
Yes, and you can
Prepared.
unprepare and prepare spells. So while she's doing that,
Yeah, no, fuck this. I'll just keep what I have.
In character, Condemned is going to, that sounds good. Meris, if you want to go apologize to the nurse, I can go do my normal exercise routine.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I'll, like, go talk to her on our behalf, because some of us may have been in the wrong. Ugh. Fine, I'll go talk to her.
Condemned pats them on the shoulder and goes out to do some push-ups.
okay, so you're doing your routine thing.
Yeah.
Meris, are you heading straight there, or are you gonna sort of? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't think there's any, like, there's any flowers on the way.
You could mentally prepare to like lay some hands when you get there, just like a little bit.
Meris is going to the hospital. What is Cukunkana gonna do? Is Cukunkana gonna go chill out here? Is she gonna go to Bill's?
Sukunkana's gonna finish preparing her spells, and then she's going to go visit that sickly woman.
Okay, the Jewel sister.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Meris, you sort of slap your face a couple times, you get yourself all ready, you sort of take a few deep breaths, you put your shoulders back, you fucking flex your muscles, get yourself ready, and you head off to the medical tent. As soon as you walk through the door, which is more of a flap than a door, you can see the nurse is there, and she looks at you, and she says, "You better not be here to cause more trouble."
I put my hands up, like, she has a gun. I came here to say I'm sorry for the way I acted. I was wrong, and you're trying to do your job, and I did bad. I'm sorry.
She looks you up and down, and she says, I appreciate that. She doesn't look happy, but she looks sort of satisfied in a way. I know that things are different where you're from. It's not easy to be the one person in town who can do this kind of thing.
Honestly, with with the resources you have, you're doing a great job, for being a one-man kind of band. If you need help for the time that we're here, I can ask my friend Cukunkana. I don't have to come in here. She can help. Is there no one else that knows how to heal here?
Not magically. Not the way that you can. Not the way that I can. Not the way that your friend can. Everybody else, it's patchwork. It's death prevention. It's not healing. And often it's not death prevention. It's pain relieving before death.
I like how the medicine skill is canonically useless because that reflects well in the rules.
It's not totally 100% useless, but this is a world in which that it is sort of like last resort-ish. So I am appreciative of your intent if your execution was poor. However, some people listening to this conversation who are here and currently injured, they are tired and they need some space and rest. So you may come back later today once the patients have gotten a bit more sleep. But I don't want to wake anyone.
It is like 7 a.m.
That's fair. Yeah, if there's anything else we can do to help, we'll do that.
I will find someone to get you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that we can clearly learn a lot from you, and I think that, maybe I need to learn some things from you to be able to become better at healing myself. And yeah, sorry.
All right. I don't mean this in a impolite way or a way that indicates that I don't appreciate what you've done and what you've come here and said. Please leave.
Yeah, I'll go. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
All right.
Goodbye.
Yeah. And you leave, and the curtains close, and it's quiet again. We'll flip over to Cukunkana, who is heading over to Jade's room, where Jade is.
Only if she's awake. I'm gonna sneak over and peek.
Okay, so give me a stealth check.
I know it's tempting, but do not turn into a wolf for this.
Oh, he's should I turn into a mouse? Okay, I got a 21 anyway.
Okay, so you stealth over pretty well. You're practically mouse-like. You sneak over, and you're able to get close enough that you can see her, and you can see that she is definitely asleep.
Okay, well, she's gonna... Is there something to make tea in?
Not really, no.
Okay, well, is there a cup that can withstand fire?
I would say that one of the skulls would be able to withstand some fire.
Okay, she grabs a skull, fills it with water, and would she have? I guess tea doesn't exist. She's gonna heat up some broth.
Okay.
She's gonna make some broth.
Yeah.
Okay, you make up some broth.
Yeah, she uses produce flame. She says, "Aken kuku," and she just kind of holds it underneath the skull as she heats up some broth.
She's freebasing some broth.
Yeah, like she does it on her finger, like a little gun.
It's just a little. I just picture it's like a and it's just like a little flame. Hell yeah.
I like to imagine that she goes into a cupboard and pulls out a little baggie that's filled with tiny little broth bones that she puts into the cup.
Oh, yeah.
You take out the skull and you sort of with your little finger lighter, and you just sort of heat up this bone broth that you've gotten pretty used to doing this. It's a normal thing for you, and it gets nice and warm. You bring it up to your lips and you take a drink. It's familiar. It's got a little extra skull flavor to it, a little extra bone.
Adds to the flavor.
That's the flavor.
That's where the flavor is.
Tastes a little like Jeff.
Yeah, and so she's just gonna vibe and maybe wait until she wakes up, if she does, before they have to go to the place. She just sits at the kotatsu and just drinks her broth and just chills while she watches Connie do 600 push-ups.
Yeah. just watching Condemned fucking black purple face going 62, 63,
Yeah.
64.
Just gently sipping.
Meris, you eventually return and you see this purple-headed Goliath doing 6 million push-ups.
As soon as these little chuckleheads come into view, I'm gonna start jogging really fast as if I had also been exercising. And I'm gonna be oh yeah, what's up guys? I just came back from the hospital and then did a couple laps. I am. True. I also am sweaty.
Deception check again.
Fuck. Why do I keep thinking that, like, I don't have to roll for lying? I'm like, that's not a thing. We don't lie here on the internet.
Do Dragonborn sweat?
Oh, eat my dick. 18 again.
If you guys want to insight check, that's the DC.
Sukin kind of believes everything she's told for the most part.
Condemned legitimately would be skeptical. I'd say that Condemned would not believe that on face value, but if she's made a deception check. I actually got 18.
Okay, so you meet it, you beat it. You can tell that she may have been uncomfortable, but it's not because... She may have been sweating, but it's not because of running.
Okay. Condemned doesn't say anything. He doesn't care.
So the three of you are together again. You've been told that if you want to do more stuff around town, Bill would be the place to go to see what else there needs to be done. And you guys have plans to sneak into Bill's house?
He's hiding something, obviously.
He's clearly hiding his dead lover.
I hit J. I skip past, like, the initial quests, like the tutorial quests in Thrive that I skipped. And I'm like, we should talk to Bill Luckyfoot.
So Sukin kind of is like, okay, listen. Are we breaking in?
No.
Are we doing a caper?
Are we doing a caper?
Well, how stealthy do you think that you could be? Like, if you had to put it in
Look,
numbers.
I'm pretty sure I can turn into all manner of creatures that are at least 1/4 the strength of I am.
All right. So before we get too excited, Condemned's gonna look around a little bit to see if anybody's looking at them.
Okay, perception check then.
All right. 8.
Everything seems clear. This is fine.
God, I don't think I've ever passed a perception check. It's a wonder Condemned survived as long as he did
8
out
is
there.
kind of your sweet spot for those rolls.
I could roll perception.
Yeah.
I got 21.
Okay, so you see, you look around. There's a few people walking around, but they are not paying attention to you.
We're clear.
They saw the purple-headed fucking Goliath doing like handstand push-ups, and they were like, "I want nothing to do with that. That looks insane."
That's fair.
The only other person who does shit like that is Belfast, and he's super abrasive.
Just a reminder, we are here to make good impression, so perhaps before we default to doing witch things and breaking into home, maybe we just go in, ask some casual questions, maybe there is any other option.
And if things seem like they're a little hinky-pinky,
Yeah, if he sucks.
that's when we make a diversion.
Yeah.
And then you go in through the back.
Yeah. And I'll be so small he'll never see me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're like little, we'll have to see if there's any back points, chimneys,
Listen.
windows.
There are no windows anywhere in this place.
You guys don't know what a nukinka is, but trust me when I say. And she puts her thumb and her forefinger together, and she's like, but they're like this big.
Oh.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, I mean, who would see that?
I could just ride it on your shoulder.
You could, yeah. Okay.
And then just scurry away, For all y'all out there, nukinka is a spider.
A speeder.
It's spider.
I'm pretty sure I can turn into spiders.
Arachnus dithicus. Yes, you can turn to a spider.
Nukinka.
Are spiders a thing
Are spiders a thing?
that we're aware of? Yeah, that we're aware
Not
of.
that you guys are aware of, but that she is aware of because of her Corey.
Yes, just remember that you are only one who has seen these things, so be careful not to get spotted, otherwise it could be problem. But
Yeah, we'll only do this if he's really suspicious. If we find that he's, the big daddy crime boss, those lucky feet, they gotta be maybe hiding something, I guess. Anyway, my point
if
is,
the local leadership is corrupt or incompetent, I cannot see much issue in showing them a better path.
yes, with a caper.
What is your ideal political appointment system, by the way, Condemned?
Oh, obviously based on merits, not the silly, these things you have with lineages and matriarchies and other nonsense.
Yeah, you're into the meritocracy rather than the matriarchy. Perfect.
Yeah, precisely. One best suited to job.
So you guys are heading over to Bill's to talk to him?
Yeah.
Yes.
At least at first.
Okay.
No, let's go home.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's get out of here.
No, fuck it. Let's find Fang. Let's go to Duration.
Ooh, yeah. Fuck
Yeah,
this
let's
place.
go to Duration.
Let's burn this place to the ground.
Yeah, fuck it. You head over to Bill's place, and Fang is also there waiting.
Hey.
Oh, this is how we know this is the right quest line. I'm sorry, I'll stop making those jokes. For now.
Fang is there, and she's looks like she's knocking on a large bone that is the doorway to Bill's home, and she says, "Hey, is anyone there?"
Cukunkana approaches and kind of like lifts her arms up like she's seen a friend she hasn't seen in years. She doesn't utter anything out loud. She just lifts her arms up as if she's saying, "Hey," but she's not saying anything. She's just lifting her arms up in the motion.
Okay, so since you're not saying anything and you're just lifting it up and Fang is not looking at you, she does nothing different, and she keeps knocking and waiting
Cukunkana
for Bill to
waves
come
more frantically.
up. She's not looking, and you're not saying anything, and
Fang.
she hears, "Hey," she turns around and she says, "Oh, hey, yeah, I'm trying to get this guy to wake up. I need to do some more work so that I can get into a caravan so I can get to where I'm trying to go. So I'm trying to wake this guy up."
Let me give it a go. I'm not gonna say you're knocking wrong, but there's probably a better method. So I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna get both middle knuckles out, on one on each hand, and I'm gonna do the double tap in, just the bup, 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 bup. Super annoying style. I'm gonna go Bill, 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 Bill. Bup, 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 bup.
Everybody, give me a perception check.
I have a question. Is this another like tent?
More or less, yeah, but it's pretty fancy.
But it has a door.
It doesn't have a, so like lots of these places, it's not like a door. It's bones that are in a rectangle and then a like thick curtain.
So we could just cut our way in if necessary.
If you really wanted to, yes.
I'm just getting
I mean, we could just like open it. I imagine it's probably like knotted. if
Yeah, like is
anything.
it locked? Like can we just lift it?
You guys would know that it's bad manners to just go in.
Well, obviously. I'm just saying,
You
like, is that
could.
an option?
It is an option, yes.
So we don't have to lockpick this door.
This isn't like some uncivilized barbaric wasteland like Newfoundland where you just walk into people's homes.
So everybody give me a perception check.
We didn't lock our door growing up, so yeah, that hits hard.
I got 19.
16.
I also got a 19.
Oh, good. Y'all did pretty good.
Even when I roll well, I roll shit compared to everybody
Mr.
else.
16, you can hear some noises inside. It doesn't sound too different. You hear a voice just say, "Oh, hold on, I'm coming. Just give me a minute, okay? I'm not dressed. Just give me a minute, okay?" And the other
Oh, that's the least suspicious way I've ever heard someone say that.
shit, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, that's the least suspicious way I've ever... Like, Cukunkana is, like, putting her face against the door and listening. Do I hear anything extra?
The other two of you, specifically Cukunkana, because you are so close, Meris, you hear some rumbling and some rustling, and it sounds like the closing of some sort of... It may be a trap door or like a large like woof, and you're not really sure.
This is some Dungeons and Dragons shit.
Cukunkana, you can smell something foul.
Can Cukunkana, like, just really quickly wild shape into a spider?
Yeah, you can do that as an action pretty much immediately.
Hell yeah.
So Cukunkana, like I think I'm gonna say that she like looks at Connie, kind of like clings to him like a monkey. Without any warning, and then just poof, she just suddenly turns into a
Spider.
Nukinka.
Fang says nothing and does nothing in regards to this.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Condemned looks at a spider and sees a spider for the first time in his life. And I imagine reflexively goes to smash it before like halting it halfway through.
Cukunkana skitters around scared.
Oh my god, that's so much worse!
This is a pretty crazy thing, so I'm gonna need you to roll sanity.
I'm already
Yeah.
making the sanity check. That's a 14.
Okay, that is enough to not like murder your friend, right? Who's crawling around all over your body.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm just a regular like tiny spider. Like I'm a house spider sized spider.
Yeah, Condemned definitely does that thing. This is, again, he's normally very stoic and very like emotionless on the outside, but he's like very visibly like before he like settles himself down. He's like
Okay.
Cukunkana mind links and says, "Oh, I should have warned you that they've got 8 legs."
Yeah, that's a lot of legs.
no offense to you or to your desires, but perhaps it is best these things are dead.
No.
So eventually, Bill, he does come out, and he says,
Cukunkana like skitters and hides in his like clothes or something.
Okay, give me a stealth check at advantage, because that is a crazy thing to do.
I get +4 in stealth.
Hell yeah.
So I got a 20.
So you hop on to Bill Luckyfoot, and...
Oh, I meant I was hiding in Connie's clothes, but okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll take it, I guess.
We'll take this.
I'll take it, I guess.
Okay, all right. I thought my intent was that you were hopping onto Bill Luckyfoot. You hop onto Bill Luckyfoot, and you do not land on his clothes. It looks like you would, and everybody else who knows that there's a tiny little spider here, specifically Connie would know this, you see that she sort of disappears into his, the thing that he's wearing on his chest, his vest. It lands inside, and you are sort of caught in a tangle of long black feathers.
Like the dream. You just had a dream about black feathers and icky stuff. No, we keep playing. No, what happens next?
Thank you everyone for listening to episode 5 of Tales of Bone and Ice, starring Grimhilde as Cukunkana, Marilyn as Meris Terraset, Candor is Condemned, and myself, Brian Sherwood, as the DM. Music and editing done by Chell Love, with additional editing done by Brian Sherwood. We've been recording many episodes in advance, and we're very excited to share them with you when they release. If you're so inclined, consider heading over to our Twitter @BonePod and tweet at us using the hashtag BonePod, and we might use your name as a character in the show. Thanks again for listening, and remember, the safe-to-eat internal temperature for chicken is 165 degrees for dark meat and 160 degrees for white meat.
No, Cukunkana's knee-jerk reaction is going to be to unwild shape inside of this man.